All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Riferadio's new show, let's call it the Brew Review. I don't know what to call it. I am Zach DeLuzin. You might know me from other shows such as the Riferadio Beercast, Sports, basically anything on riferadio.com. The Brew Review is a new show on riferadio.com that basically is going to do what we don't do on the Beercast, which is, weirdly enough, review beers. So we are not going to pretend to be experts. We are basically just dudes with taste buds trying beer and telling you what we think. I will be the host along with co-host Dan Bartolo. Dan, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
You'll know Dan from the Beercast as well, and from our Dating with Durkin section. Yes, he does other things besides date and hang out with random women. Nate Durkin.
We need to
Say
have
hello.
taste buds for this.
Yes.
There needs to be taste buds.
Yes, we, probably should have taste buds. All right. So today we're drinking the Rhinegeist Cincinnati-made Truth Indian Pale Ale. And I just read that directly off the can, but I feel that's an accurate description. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Rhinegeist Brewing Company?
Hey, man. So I was really excited that we picked this one to review first. When we did our very first Beercast, I chose another brew from this brewery, and I was totally sold. So today, when we decided that we were going to review this Rhinegeist Truth from Cincinnati.
Using your camera skills.
Yeah. I wanted to do a little bit of research into the brewery because I really did enjoy a lot of the flavors, a lot of the textures that I got in Crash. And so I went to their website, and I got to say, I had to send these guys a message telling them, please do not visit this website because you will want to quit your jobs and go work with these guys because they seem that cool. Zach, a lot of resident hipsters looking just like you in those videos, which you did not watch. They're awesome.
I wore this beanie because I felt it was appropriate for the occasion.
And it is, actually, because these guys look the part, and they have so much fun with what they do. You can tell that, when it's canned and brewed in Cincinnati, the Rhinegeist Brewery is actually inside of a really, really, really old brewery that's like a 25,000 square foot building from the 1850s, if memory serves me. They resurrected the whole thing back in 2007 is when the project started, and they make a ton of seasonal stuff. They've got some annuals. And this, oddly enough, is one of the ones that you can buy anywhere in Ohio, Kentucky, and Massachusetts year-round so far. At least that's how their distribution is set up. By the way, I talked a little bit about their YouTube music video. We need to post a link to that down in the description so that they can actually check this out, because it's way better than anything we're going to put out there. It was really cool.
I'm going to read the description off the can because I feel that they put a lot of work into these things, and I think it would be beneficial for our listeners to hear this. So without further ado, rare are moments of truth when you've struck the last match, belting out tunes with your friends, staring deep into the campfire times, when you feel infinite. Our truth is found in the scintillating brilliance of hops. I did not practice this beforehand, obviously. Brewed with a nod to the Pacific hops, sizzle with tropical fruit aroma, grapefruit and mango notes, and a dry finish. So yeah, I was going to try and do that all like movie announcer like, but then, when you can't pronounce a long word on there, that's what happens. Scintillating. Yeah, but if you read it the way it's spelled, it's scintillating.
There's no H.
The writing is really small, okay?
One thing that I do really, really like about their canning technique is that if you look at the bottom of the can, which it actually gives you the canning date, which with IPAs, you want to make sure, that they're not more than like 3 to 4 months old because the hops flavor starts to die off. So they give you that information on the bottom of the can, and also on the back, they give you the exact specifics. So they give you the bitters rating. So looks like this thing's about a 75 IBU and a 7.2 ABV. So It's definitely not like a sessional style beer because it's 7.2. That's a little bit heavier, and it's a little bit more on the bitter side with 75. So I just really like how they advertise their brew ahead of time in something simple like a can. I think that these guys really have a clue. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure. All
How
right,
did you
well,
know to
let's-
look on? How did you know to look on the bottom of the can?
I looked at the can. I always look
I've
for a bottle date on an IPA. So what on
A
the
lot of
bottles,
times they'll tell
typically
you
they
the
stamp
batch
them.
too. On
Yep.
smaller companies, they'll tell you the batch that it's brewed from as well.
I have never once looked at the bottom of a beer to see what's on the bottom of the can or bottle.
No, you usually see the bottom from the top, right? When it's empty.
Yes.
Yeah, when I'm throwing it out.
Okay. Well, let's pour this beer and take a look at it then.
All right.
So we're kind of going to divide this into a couple of sections. Wow, that was a terrible pour on my end. I'm not even going to show you that.
You're just in a hurry to enjoy it. That's
I know. I got all excited and I poured it all not great like you guys.
well, I always do like a quick finish at the end to get my head, you know.
Yeah, I'm like at half head right now here, but but that's all right. So what we're going to kind of do in these beer reviews is we're going to kind of separate them through appearance, smell, and taste, basically. So we'll also do consistency as well. But we got a murky orange kind of color with a nice milky head on top of it. I don't know. Let's give it a try here.
That's so much head on your.
Listen, I told you I got to get through it. Hold on. All right, and we got a lighter.
So we're already moving to taste. Okay.
No. I'm going to go with consistency. I'm going to give someone
Okay.
someone else a chance to talk about the taste, but we've got a moderate carbonation with this as well. So it's a smoother beer. It would be, I think, good for a nice summer day on the back porch. That's what I'm seeing. What about the smell, Dan? You got that big honker there. Why don't you?
Well, I do like to use this thing for powers of good. So anytime I can sniff some beer and give my insight, I think that it is pretty good. And I got to say, when you were reading the back of the can ever so elegantly,
attempting to.
You mentioned things like tropical fruit and mango. And I tell you what, that really plays through really, really heavily, actually. I would say that citrus is overwhelming. I don't get a lot of the malty on this like I would with other IPAs. I can smell the summer that you're describing
Right.
before I even taste it, and I feel like half of my taste buds come from smell as it is. So I can sense that summer.
It's not really an overpowering smell that you'll get.
Oh, no,
You'll get with a
smells
lot of
really
IPAs
good.
like that. You'll
Yeah.
get an overpowered hop smell, which you're not getting from this.
It's a nice aroma. I mean, a really nice. I would expect like this to be like an air freshener of sorts in somebody's bathroom, like a really nice tropical feel. But I don't know. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Does anybody pick anything else different up than the tropicalness?
I notice it's a subtle smell as that's the one thing that I notice. It's not overpowering, which you do get from a lot of pale ales. Durkin, what about the
Yes.
taste?
Going with the taste. I've gotten into my IPAs in the past couple years. I like when you take that first drink, how you get all the little, like, the way that I describe it is a bunch of pins on your tongue. Like you feel all of that on your tongue. I like that.
Yeah.
And going down, so if we have our little sip, so we have all of that, all the pins, and then going down, it's not a overpowering aftertaste, but there's still somewhat of an aftertaste where you can tell that you just took a drink of beer. It's not like a Miller Lite or a Bud Light or a Coors Light or anything like that, where you drink it and, oh, I can't even tell that I've had beer at all. I'm a big fan of IPAs. know a bunch of fans of IPA, so they don't like that bit, the aftertaste that IPAs offer. It's not
Right.
overpowering.
Well, since you mentioned the aftertaste, what kind of aftertaste are you noticing from this beer?
I don't know how to describe the aftertaste. I mean, it's an IPA aftertaste to me. You have that that sense that you just took a drink of beer. I don't know any other way to describe it.
Dan, do you have any input on the aftertaste from this beer?
Yeah, actually, it's surprising because you're right. We were talking about the smell being light and very aromatic, very tropical. The taste being very tingly and good. And I tell you what, that aftertaste has a malty bite. I mean, it is a bitter malt finish. I wasn't really expecting that out of this. It's good. It's just surprising. It's almost like a tale of two different beers inside of my glass. And it's that malty kind of, it's got a hoppy finish to it.
It's not as strong as it could be. It's not as quote unquote hoppy as it could be. It's not as much of a bite as you get from like some IPAs, but you're right. You've got enough of it with that citrus flavor that lingers in your mouth a little bit, which is interesting to me. So we should probably get to how we're going to rate these beers. We're going to call it a Rife ranking of 1 through 5, since we are a Riferadio production. So 1 through 5, a normal 1 through 5 ranking. We're just going to call it a Rife ranking. So let's start with Durkin. Give it a 1 through 5. We'll just say in comparison, not to as a beer, but as an IPA.
In comparison for an IPA, I would say as comparing it to other IPAs that I've had, I would probably give it like 4. It's not the best IPA that I had, but I mean, I've had terrible IPAs as well, and it's better than the average IPA that I've experienced.
Okay, so you're giving it a Rife rating of 3.5.
3.54. It's in there.
3.54.
No, like 3.54. It's like 3.5.
Are we doing
Fuck it,
fractal points here? Is that what's going on?
I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Fine, we'll give it a 4. We'll round it up to a 4.
Okay. All right, Dan, what about you?
Actually, pretty simply, before I give it a number, I would buy a 6-pack of this easily and consistently. It's got a great flavor. It's got a good finish, great smell. I like this too good to give it a 4 because I feel like there are going to be other brews that we review that I'm going to want to give a 4, but they might just squeak in. But I feel like this is above that. It's not perfect because it lacks a little bit in the lingering flavor for me. I'm going to give this a 4.5. So a Rife rating of 4.5.
You guys just don't understand the ranking system.
No, I understand the rankings. You're limiting us to our reviews, however. I think we should do a 100-point scale. That way we could get those deviations and get a good quality ranking system set.
How about 1 through 10? Let's go back to Durkin and do 1 through 10. Then you got your halves in there, and I'm happy with my single numbers.
So then Durkin's at a 7 since he was at a 3.5, right?
All right.
At a 7.
All right.
And then
what are you at, Dan?
That puts me at a 9. I'm not going to change it. I'm at a 9.
You're at a 9? Okay. Well, for me, I'm also going to give it a 9 because my favorite types of beer are these citrus, not flavored, but citrus inspired IPAs. So not like a lemon IPA or something like that, but brewed with like a citra hop, which I'm not sure if this is or not, but these are my favorite kind of beers. So for me, if you can pull this off, I'm going to give it a high ranking because it's a personal preference of mine. And it was a great choice for the first brew review.
That's going to take some time to get used to saying.
It is hard to say. I might change it just because I can't say it very well.
What, the brew review?
The brew review.
The brew review.
Brew review. I mean, if you start out having more than one, you might not be able to say it.
Yeah.
It's the beer.
Well, gentlemen, I tell you what, I think this was pretty fun. I enjoyed sitting down and having a beer with you this evening, talking about Rhinegeist as well. So beers to you.
All right. Well, you can actually check out, we're going to be posting more of our podcasts on this YouTube channel. And we also have another YouTube channel, which is called Rife Life. And basically what this is very short, 5 to 10 minute videos of all of us just kind of living what we're going to call the Rife Life and doing just fun things, going out, fun videos. You see a little personality, you see a little bit of what we're doing. So you can check that out as well. And obviously, we're all on the Beer Cast every week. Well, Durkin is what, bi-weekly with the with his Dating with Durkin segment. We get updates on his dating situations, and he kind of clues us in a little bit on what's going on there. And we just have some fun giving each other crap and talking about things that we've heard about in the last week or so. So, yeah, visit us at riferadio.com. Anything else you guys want to say before we end this thing?
The Rife Radio Beercast is the second best talk show that you're not a fan of yet.
Yep, and you can
check it out.
You can subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher as well, and we're obviously on SoundCloud. So, yeah, enjoy.
All right, gentlemen. Until next time.
Time's up.